Hello, and welcome back to Early Career Academic. I'm Tanya Azar. I'm an academic, a wife, a cat mom, and a passion planner ambassador. Today we're going to be talking about using a passion planner daily, which comes actually in a bound book normally, but they also have free printables on their website. And I am a religious user of the Passion Planner Weekly, have been since the Kickstarter days many years ago. But they recently came out with these daily planners that you can use to supplement your planning system so that you can have more space for each day. I actually thought these were kind of redundant. I honestly thought, I don't always use even all the week space in my Passion Planner Weekly, so why would I need a daily? But, kind of looking at some of you on Instagram and seeing what people do with the daily spreads made me think I should give it a try, right? Just to see how it went. So what I did is I printed off about a week's worth of the daily layouts from the Passion Planner webpage, and just to sort of see if I would actually fill them out every day, how I would use them, and if I could see sort of a difference in the way they help me plan, and help me meet my weekly goals, for example. And what I can say is I actually really liked doing the dailies. I was surprised. I thought I would forget about them, or I would feel too redundant again, or this kind of would never be filled out, this sort of blank space they give you. Let me just tell you kind of what they have going on if you've never seen a Passion Planner daily layout. On the left-hand side is sort of all of your prescribed information that Passion Planner wants you to kind of think through for a given day. So they have you write the date and the day of the week. And then because they are undated, today's focus here is typically where you put your game changer goal, but you can actually turn this into anything you want, of course. I turned it into an affirmation this day, but then I went on and left it as a game changer goal in the following days. Personal goals, work goals for the day, free space to grow, which can be kind of a note-taking space, as I have here. You could put a quote here, or what have you. Self-maintenance, which I kind of really liked that. Best thing that happened in this day. Today I learned something I learned in this day. One word, today in one word, and the mood of the day, like what you felt during the day. Then you have kind of an hourly breakdown of the obligations you have for that specific day. And on the right side, you have a space of infinite possibility for infinite possibilities. So I'm just going to do a flip through essentially to explore how I used the dailies and kind of think through with you whether I'm going to keep going, if I'm going to buy a bound version. And I really do kind of value your thoughts as well. So please feel free to drop a comment on this video. Let me know if you use Passion Planner Daily or some other daily journal, and whether you find it helpful or not. So the first day, I mean, my whole approach to using the dailies is for the most part very functional. I don't think I see myself doing what some folks do, which is decorating each day just like you would a whole week. I think that's a little too much, but what I really did like about it was it kind of forced me to think about what I had going on in the week, but what I could tackle in this particular day. So I think I liked that part of it. I had to look at my goals list and sort of say, what personal things am I going to tackle? In this particular case, this was Tuesday. It's a teaching day, so I'm on campus this whole time for the most part. What work can I squeeze in between my classes? And then I did use this space to grow to actually give notes to myself about the classes I'm teaching, but for the future. So I would definitely need to, transfer these notes somewhere more stable. If I'm going to throw these away, I'm going to recycle them. Or even if I had the bound version, I'd probably still want to move any notes like this out of the bound version. For self-maintenance, I do like this category because it reminds me of things I can do for myself, but also that I have done for myself. And I think that's a good way to prioritize self-maintenance. And so in this particular case, I did a daily meditation and planning, which I consider self-maintenance. I do like this box too, the best thing that happened. Now, this part's a little redundant because each day I do kind of look at my weekly spread and see the box that said good things that happened. And if there was a good thing that I can recall from the day, I'll jot it down. And so, but maybe this is good because then I can like transfer what I observe in the day on this to my weekly, or I can decide if I want to boil it down, at the end of the week, depending on how many good things happened. Today I learned, this is kind of nice because it does make you reflect. I'm a huge fan of lifelong learning. It's probably why I have included in almost all my goal setting some professional development or another. And I like this because it can be kind of very concrete, like I learned the definition of this word, or it can be abstract. Like in this case, I learned that I was, I was capable of getting through a whole day of teaching and the stress I was feeling and all of that. And I need that right now because, as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I am struggling a little with grieving my miscarriage. And I think this was helpful for me to realize that I did it. I had a good day and I could do it well. And today in one word was doable this day. And again, that's just where I'm at right now. I need it to be doable at this point. And my mood was sort of in between. It was a good day overall, but I still have the feelings that I'm feeling. And then I absolutely loved the space of infinite possibility to capture things that came up throughout the day. What I really liked about this is there's some of these little things that I would never really put on my weekly spread. I might actually jot them down on a sticky note because, first of all, I kind of pre-fill those weekly to-do lists ahead of time and I don't have space. But also these are just like really tiny little things I need to do, but still important enough. And instead of having to like that panic feeling of I need to address this thing right away and then this thing right away or I'm going to forget about it, it was really nice to jot them down, and then, take my lunch break and then come back to it and go, okay, here's the things, here's the emails I need to answer, the information I need to get, and so on and so forth. So I liked that part of it because I don't need these little things that come up in my weekly spread. Like I don't need to capture those. But it is nice to have this, kind of space to explore that. So that was Tuesday. So here we have Wednesday, which is I'm at home on Wednesdays. And I, again, approached this very functionally for the most part. I had a focus to work on my grant narrative. And as you can see from my frowny face, that did not happen. I did get quite a few personal things done because I'm at home. It's a little easier to do that. And also I used this time blocking to literally time block. So I kind of just recorded what I was doing at different hours of the day. In this particular case, I slept in. Normally I get up with my husband at 4:30 in the morning because he has to go to work at 5. And I slept in because I had a sinus headache. So that's, I think, why I felt like I needed to block my time a little so that I didn't let the whole day get away from me. I did, as you can see, get a lot of work tasks accomplished. Didn't use the space to grow. But again, I think that's partly because my day was squished. If I wake up this late, my husband comes home at around 3, then it feels like your day is just squashed. So I did fill out these sections here. And again, this was kind of just a in the middle kind of day, partly because of the sinus headache and waking up late and all of that stuff. But I did, as you can see, get stuff accomplished. Now, the space of infinite possibility, I used a little differently this time. I actually used it to plan out my color scheme for my next week's spread. So I actually had ordered a piece of art, a cat print from an Etsy shop that you can watch in my Plan With Me video for the week of September 20th. And I was using it as inspiration to doodle here and to figure out which color Tombow markers I wanted to use. And I also happened to receive a sticker this day. It's really cute, right? And I did post an unboxing video of this Etsy seller on my Instagram. It says, "Life is tough, but so are you." And this just resonated with me. Actually, the week of my miscarriage, my sister-in-law sent me a candle with this saying on it. And, I just love looking at it. It does help me to think about, to think that I can get through this. And so I was just testing out the colors that I was going to use for the next week's design, and giving myself some notes for that video. So this was helpful in that regard. It was kind of fun too, but as you can see, I'm not a hand letterer and I'm just goofing off here. But yes, that's what I can do. It's my space of infinite possibility. So that was Wednesday. And here we have Thursday. Now I decided to use my Passion Planner blue highlighter to give it a little color. As I said, I think even as I was doing it, I was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to be doing this. It doesn't, I don't think, look a whole lot better. It did bleed through. I had extra sheets, so I just chucked the one that it bled through on. I mean, this is not Passion Planner paper, obviously it's printer paper, so that wouldn't probably happen if I had a bound version. But I don't mind using the dailies as like very strictly functional planning. So just as a note. So this was another teaching day, and I tried to take it really easy on myself so I didn't overwhelm myself between my classes with extra obligations. And I did, for the most part, achieve the goals I had set for this day, except of course I didn't get around to the grant narrative. That's going to happen though. Didn't use the space to grow. I did have some good things to capture this day. This was a really good day, and as you can see, my little mood face went up a level. And I think by the time I got to this point in the week, I had crossed a lot of stuff off my list. My classes were going really well, and I felt great. So I think that's progress, And then I did take some of those pop-up notes throughout the day, like emails I needed to return, things I didn't want to forget about. I also kind of asked myself, like, am I going to move the needle on this podcast that I want to launch? And I think I am going to this weekend, is probably what I answered myself. And also I watched some Plan With Me videos and planner videos on YouTube. And there were some interesting thoughts about kind of time blocking versus time stamping versus scripting a day. And I was just sort of making a note to myself about, options I had, especially if I'm going to use the dailies, how to use this space. Do I want to make a record of my day, or do I want to just sort of say, this is what I want to be doing every half hour? So I'm just still thinking about it, but this was a good day. And this, the daily I thought helped. Now this is today, this is Friday, so it's not finished yet. Again, a very functional approach to this. I didn't have a lot of, hyper scheduled things on Fridays I typically don't. I did have a reading group I needed to prepare for. And that was a lot of fun, but it doesn't take up a lot of time in the day. As you can see, I haven't even filled out what I did these other hours of the day yet. Obviously part of this is filming this video, for example. I did, however, make a lot of good progress on my work stuff. And after this video is posted, I think I'm going to let myself off the hook. I'm going to actually cancel my perm and just make it a straight up haircut. So I still need to call the hair salon to do that. But otherwise, and I need to reply to this email, but otherwise, I'm just going to stop, which I think is a good advice for those of you who are goal-oriented, ambitious people. I mean, don't just fill every moment. If you just don't. Meet your goals, stop, and then go do something else. Go take a walk. Even though it's raining outside, bring an umbrella, just kind of like switch gears. And there's some uncertainty about what we're doing this afternoon. We might go take my father and my stepfather out to happy hour. He's had a kind of a rough week. And I might make white chili tonight because it is raining and it is a cozy dish to make. Using this side just to give myself a note about the reading I did for this reading group and how it relates to something else that I'm working on. And also made a note to myself about filming these videos. I learned today that my phone will not record videos over a certain number of minutes long. It will create a new video file that I have to then edit together with the original file if I want to post the whole thing on YouTube. So I was just giving myself a note to not go over, and I'm going to find ways to shrink these videos in the future. So that is the week so far. Okay, we're using the dailies, and where I'm not sure of myself is whether I would actually use these on the weekend days. I just don't know if I need this level of focus for a weekend day. I do like to kind of I like to achieve my goals on the weekend too, but I don't, for example, do my morning routine. There's things that are different on the weekends, partly because my husband is home, but partly just because I like to take it a little easy and not be so structured. The other consideration I have in terms of whether I buy a bound book of dailies is what you do with the book afterward. Because I like to keep my planners generally, but the dailies will stack up. You'll get quite a few of them because they only go for 3 months, and so you'll have 4 per year, if you use them religiously. And I just don't know, do you just recycle them? I can sort of see just recycling them, because they kind of do what they do for the day, and then it's not as important. It's not like I'm using this as a memory keeping thing. I don't need to look back on whether I returned this email or what have you. These notes, however, if I was going to recycle the book, would need to go somewhere else so that I would have them, obviously. Really, I don't consider these like notes as much as just thinking stuff out, kind of process. But if I am taking important notes in here, it would need to go somewhere else. So that's my big thing. I will say also the dailies have month views, and I thought, well, what's the point of that? I have a weekly planner with a month view. I don't need another month view. But it occurred to me that I could use that month view, the one in the daily planner, for just teaching stuff. Because I will say, sometimes I forget what I have planned every week, and I have to go into, Blackboard, or I have to open my Google Drive, or there's all these steps. And it would actually be kind of nice to have a month overview of like, this is what we're doing in week 7 and week 8, and also if there's something unique about it, like this is the week I'm meeting my students in one-on-ones, or this is the week where I'm going to give class-wide feedback, or so I kind of have that dream, and to have both sets of classes on the same view so that I can say like, oh, this week these classes have this major project due. When I'm designing, I should probably not also pile on with a bunch of, one-on-one meetings with students or whatever. So that actually might work out really well now that I'm thinking about it. And I know they're in 3-month chunks. So it sort of aligns with a college semester. Like I could make it align because there's about 15 weeks in the semester. So I could kind of like, shift the timeline a little bit of those dailies, like skip some days and stuff over the winter break, so that I would have it for, the 15 weeks of the semester, so I wouldn't have to change books during the semester. So I'm basically talking myself into buying a daily planner. Okay, well, I do have my PashFam discount code I need to use for September, so that's probably what's going to happen. Okay, so if you have thoughts that you would like to contribute to this internal debate that I'm having, please leave them in the comments below. Also, if you want to see videos of me using the daily planner sometimes, not every day, obviously, but if you want to flip through like this again in the future, please leave a comment below. Let me know if that's interesting to you or not. Also, in the description of this video, I'm going to put an affiliate link for Passion Planner products. If you use the link, I do get a small commission off anything that you buy with that link. It's no extra cost to you, and it does support my planning habit and this work on this channel. And there's a discount code down there too, so you can get 10% off, because as far as I know, Passion Planner isn't running any sales at this particular moment because we're still waiting for the fall release. So just take a look in the description if you want to look at the stuff for yourself. Plus, you can get these free PDFs off of the website if you go to the link as well. Thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for the next Plan With Me video and something kind of fun coming up. We have October Plan With Me coming up, and I have some adorable washi stickers that I'm going to be using in my October spread, so stay tuned for that. Have a good one and take care. Thanks.